And we're back with some more oxygen not included because they've released the Frosty Planet pack. Now, it has been an age since they've released anything significantly new for oxygen not included, and I have been looking forward to this for ages. But I made some commitments about Dyson's for programs, so that had to come first, which I'm actually kind of enjoying that one too. But I have turned off, spaced out. There's some suggestions made to maybe just go back to the original giant large maps because, well, their performance is better, which means if we decide to do something stupid near the end that requires a lot of processing power, the game will probably run better. It does get rid of the distant planets, but I think it keeps us all on one planet. I am actually kind of happy with that. One contiguous planet, no jumping around the place, should be great. Oh, we're going to go with the Frosty Planet pack. This is the DLC. You've got all the other usual planets you can choose from, but we're definitely going with the Frosty one. Now, this seems to put on all of these things, which is Ice Cave, Cool Pool, and Nectar. What they are, who knows? Who cares? We'll find out as we go. We're going to leave on all of this stuff. I haven't actually used the Biobot builders yet, I don't think. I think I've seen all the other ones, but I haven't actually seen the Biobot builder, I don't think. Or if I did, I didn't really pay much attention. And what we're going to look for here is Geoactive. I like me lots of vents. Oh, and no alternative pod locations. We want to start right in the middle of where we're supposed to. Yeah, that looks close enough. We got geoactive, large glaciers, and slime mold. I could keep spinning, but you know what? You get into that, you'll spend hours here. Now, as for game settings, I think I'm just going to leave everything as default. You can crank up the hunger, the durability, the stress, all this stuff, but it really just slows down the early game a little bit. It doesn't really add so much to the danger. Stress definitely becomes more of a problem, but not going to worry about that too much. I'm just here to have fun. All right, let's start this sucker up. We need 3 different traits here. 1, we need a definite digger. 2, we need preferably a mechatronics engineer. And 3, we're going to want a researcher. This is going to require some rolling. I want a very good excavator to make up for the fact that we're only bringing 1 excavator this time around. This here shall be our intrepid team of dupes. Over here we have our researcher. They've got +10 science and shriveled taste buds. I mean, we could have tried for quick learn or something on them, but that's too much spinning. They're a little bit building impaired, but aren't we all? Spinning the random wheel, we get Mike Vandever. Mike Vandever is what we're going with there. Perfect. They shall be our scientific researcher. Over here we have our constructor, +7 construction, but with electrical engineering. Reason being, oh, damn it, that's the wrong one. Oh, finally. That took way too much spinning. What we've got here is someone with the mechatronics engineering skill, meaning they can put together conveyor rails and all sorts of things the moment we unlock that tech. Otherwise, it just takes too long. I think it takes 5 skill points to get mechatronics engineer. No, we're going to have that from the beginning. The random wheel gives us Phil Best. Well, Phil Best, you should... I'm sure there's some joke there about being the best at something. Whatever. This is our digger. Now, we went with someone who's just a pure digger because we need them to clear out this start of the map as quickly as possible. Just whenever you're starting this game, you really need a good digger. In fact, holding out for someone who's got mole hands and about 9 digging would probably be preferred, but I'm not going to spin that much. Also, Freja here, whatever, is a new duplicant they've introduced, and we're going to name them after patron, but I didn't pick this one randomly. This one I found by looking for people with, names close to cold or something like that, and the best Patreon name I could find was Chili Peeps. So I think Chili Peeps is like a pretty good one. All right, let's pick a name for this colony. Ooh, the Sticky Rat's Nest. That sounds absolutely perfect. All right, Sticky Rat's Nest. Let's see what you got in store for us. Now, I did fire it up and see the first cycle or so just to make sure that I wouldn't do this too badly at the start. But first thing you notice, there's a giant wood pile. You start with 20 tons of wood. Reason being, there's no real buildable material at the start. You've got phosphorite, you've got ice, you've got oxylite, and wait a minute, there's some cinnabar ore, which is sort of lead in a lot of ways. Very low melting point, pretty terrible, but, usable. That means that you've nothing to build tiles out of, which is why you have wood to start with. Another thing is, this is sherbet plant. It's basically muckroot, but 2,000 calories. You harvest it, you get your food out of it, but you can't ever plant it and make more of it. The food you're going to be planting is this stuff. Pike apple bush. Bit like your muckroot, but it runs on, phosphorite, of which there's quite a lot of phosphorite in your starting area. So, we're going to be running this stuff for food, and for oxygen, you've got your, I feel like they want me to say aloe vera, but alveoli vera, like ask for the alveoli in your lungs, I presume is why they do this. These things, you require about 4 for every duplicant to get yourself enough oxygen, assuming you fertilize them. Fertilizer is 20 ice. You give them 20 ice, and you make sure they're in carbon dioxide. They actually consume carbon dioxide. It's 500 milligrams of carbon dioxide per second. Your dupes put out 2 grams, which means one of these, or 4 of these, soak up all the CO2 from one duplicate. And it'll give you back more than enough oxylite to actually give oxygen to your dupes. Thing is, there's so much oxylite in the starting biome. Oxygen is actually included. For a change, you now get oxygen when you start. There's just like oodles and oodles of oxylite. So oxygen is not your number 1 first priority anymore. In fact, I think it's more towards food. Food's pretty scarce in the starting biome, and getting your hands on clay. Is there a nice node of clay around here somewhere? Yeah, there's some big blobs up here. Is there any lower down? No, we're going to have to dig up and get that clay sooner rather than later. You need that for a lot of things. But first, we are going to dig right over here. And there's new options in here. Snow tiles. You can make tiles out of snow. Now, I know that sounds stupid, and it is, but we can do that. Oh, first things first, though, priorities. First and easiest thing to do, Mike. They're our head scientists, so they're going up in that. Building and digging, less so. Just the reasoning behind this is you want them to do all of the science when it's available. And if they're not doing the science, you don't want them running off to the edge of the map to do building and digging and then have to run back to the science when you start it up again. You prefer them to stick around, do all the patching up of stuff or moving things about the place if they're not busy sciencing. Digger, chili peeps, definitely going straight into digging and the building. They'll be on the front line building and digging all the time. We would prefer them to be doing most of the digging and less of the building. Now, Phil here should probably be doing more of the digging, or more of the building and less of the digging. So, yeah, let's try that. I've never quite went this way. Normally I leave the building and digging on the same. Hopefully they've patched it. It used to get it awful complicated when you'd set it that way. We're going to enable proximity. This means if they're close to something, there's the proximity thing where, or there's weighted things where if a duplicate is closer to has the same priority for something that involves oxygen and something that involves, I don't know, cleaning up a spill, they'll prioritize the oxygen or the high-end stuff. That's a rough assimilation of it. I would prefer to do the closest of close stuff. This over here is called the research portal. We need to get our hands on that as soon as possible. And you know what, you guys can go over there as well. We'll put that on priority 4. What's this set to? Edibles. Yeah, you go nutrient bars for everything. And pemmican has been introduced. Finally, Rimworld has crossed over with this dimension or something. They've introduced pemmican. Because of me actually Googling what pemmican was on RimWorld, I ended up finding out what a bunch of other stuff was. Like hardtack biscuits. And I ended up watching a thing on a cook who was going on about... never mind. Just turns out, when you go down a little bit of a rabbit hole and look at pemmican, you can end up watching a whole bunch of cooking shows about ancient, long-preserved foods. It's weird. Alright, this is super vitally important when you're starting on this. This is basically free research. And boom, it basically unlocks 3 researches for you. It gives you the wood heater, the ice liquefier, and the wooden tile. The reason why this is so important is if you go into research, well, we can't go into research right now, but it does give us access to a few buildings which we couldn't get access to before. So damn it, I just realized we can't build the wood heaters because we don't have any metal just yet. So there's some metal right there. You know what? We'll build ladders. And now you can build ladders out of wood. Good times indeed. Go down here. That should get us some metal. Yeah, grab that stuff there, grab that there. Yeah, some of this ice is gonna fall over, so we should probably start building in snow tiles as well. And at the same time, we're gonna start building up to get our hands on this dirt. So, yeah, once you get your hands... Research discovered, no outhouse built, no oxygen generation, and ceiling collapse. Yeah, that's the usual malarkey. And the thing is, we don't have to worry about oxygen too much. I'm more concerned about food at the start. That's the way I figured... Oh. And chilly surroundings. Yes. This is horrifying. Stress a cycle plus 10%. Stamina minus 50%. And athletics minus 5. Minus 5. That means all of your dupes are just going to be super slow. Well, except for chili peeps. Chili peeps here comes with the frostproof, meaning they're immune to chilly surroundings. They're so cold already they don't care. That does mean, though, we need to put down one of those heaters. Come on, give me a wood heater right there. Can we deconstruct that wood pile? And if we did, would all the wood in it disappear? You know what? I don't want to risk that just yet. Alright, wood heater is up and running. Chili peeps, the moment you finish that construction, you should start... Yep, there we go. Now, duplicates can heat themselves, and when they heat themselves... Come on, you get it done. Ah, perfect. They're now good to go. Also, since we've got that tech from over there, there's another thing we can do. Let's chuck it down this side. Ice liquefier. We shall put that there. This allows us to put wood and ice in, and it'll spit out water. This is probably going to be vitally important in a minute. In fact, we might want to dig down a bit as well. I'm thinking bathrooms should probably go in. Yeah, that looks like a good bathroom area, even if it is full of CO2. Okay, they're going to put ice in that. Ooh, that's a lot of ice. How much ice are you putting? 600 kgs? How much wood is that going to take? You know what? Not going to worry about it just yet. What we're going to worry about is getting medicine in here and putting it in a wash basin. Now, first off, I didn't think you could put down wash basins because there was no water, but this should give us water, which hopefully we can stick into the wash basin, just so that our dupes have somewhere to, well, wash their hands. Otherwise, people are going to start getting food poisoning very quickly. Outhouse can go... Ooh, you know what? We'll put an outhouse there and one behind it as well. This is going to be our very, very temporary outhouses. Oh, and scheduling. Can't forget the scheduling. Starting scheduling is absolute trash, so you're going to want to change that to 2 downtime, 2 nighttime slots. That's it. Then you want to put everyone on it. Then you want to change the top one to, say, something like that. This way, any new duplicates that we hire and have forgotten about will end up there. Down through here, we're going to do our Oh, damn it. I did this wrong, didn't I? You know what, I'll fix it later. We should have 3 tiles width, 1 tile on each side of that ladder. We'll fix it later. For now, this is only temporary stuff anyway. And you guys are up there, which means you can dig across and take out all that dirt. I want all of it. Every single last scrap of it. Dirt's going to be vitally important for us, I think. So, you know what? Give ourselves a little bit more height. That means we can chop out those last 2 tiles of dirt. We want it all. Oh, and this does have water in it already. Perfect. 400 kgs of water. Okay, so that's how you get water pretty handy. Wood, ice, problem solved. Is there any pipe outlets on that? Nope. They basically take it out. So it's basically bottles. You get bottles out of it directly, with the magical bottles, of course. Now, is there anything else around here? What are you? Research portal. Attention required. Oh, Eureka, we've decrypted, blah, blah, blah. View entry. Welcome, welcome. Everything is under control. Your VIP package includes an exclusive set of bespoke survival supporting technologies, a comprehensive tenant's handbook with everything you need to maintain homeostasis in your new home. Missing attachment. When life gets you down, popular wisdom says to look up. That is incorrect. Please direct your attention downwards. This will ensure a pleasant stretch for tense cervical muscles. It will also help you locate the color-coded lines painted on the ground, directing you to the sustainably heated comfort quarters down below. And remember, survival is success. In that case, we go down and... Yep, there's the heater thing. And... anything else down there? Not seeing it. Ooh, there's a coat rack. I think we should go down and get that coat, but after we finished a few other things. We need to get the basics up and running, which would be beds. Yeah, I would like some beds for everyone right about now. How much time we got left in the day? Not a lot of time. I think we put down some temporary beds, just to make sure they haven't slept on the ground, and then we'll move them next round. There. 1 bed there, 1 bed there, 1 bed there, and we'll make them priority 6s. Come on. If you could get those done before dinner is cold, that would be great. Perfect. Alright, how much dirt have we got on hand? 13, 14 tons. That is good news. And let's put in an ice tile there. And, yep, let's pave over any snow. Snow, for some reason, just keeps seeming to melt on this level. I don't know why. It seems to transfer temperature really quickly and just disappear no matter what I do. Maybe it's the heaters, or maybe it's just a general bug with temperature transfer. I think next up, we'll cut out a more permanent bedroom, and we'll also have to clean out this area up top so we can put a roof on it, but quick bedroom in here, oh, God. Yep, see what I mean? The ice just melts randomly, I can't help it. You, priority 9 that sucker, I need that done now. Guys, anyone? Yeah, Mike's got the snow into it. And boom, perfect. I don't want anyone using the bathroom and then not washing their hands afterwards. That would be very unhygienic. They stop every so often to warm themselves up. Then they go back to work. This is going to slow us down. The warm-up thing is only... damn it! The other side went now. Well, that's great. You know what? I'm going to have to change their schedule so that they actually finish off all this stuff before they go on their downtime. At the end of our first cycle, everyone's doing pretty good. Well, okay, they're a little bit chilly, but that's to be expected. The bathrooms now have some snow tiles underneath them. Oh, see what I mean? Everywhere the snow tiles just seem to melt. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why they're doing it. But okay, We're going to cut in here, put in some quick bedrooms. Then once the bedrooms are in, we're going to start getting to work on food. Once food, bedrooms, I guess it'll be food, bedrooms, bathrooms, and then we'll probably work on oxygen after that, or maybe a dining room. Oh, actually, wait, nope, I have to do, once the bedrooms are in, I got to do science. Then we'll worry about food. Oh, and when it comes to germs, disinfect, turn it off, we don't care. Yeah, it just makes no sense why germs are in this game in a lot of instincts. I think it just got nerfed into the ground due to people not liking germs when they first came out, and we're just stuck with it the way it is now. Okay, bedroom up and running. Perfect. Well, barracks, whatever. We've got 3 beds in there. We can deconstruct these old ones. We don't need them. Yep, you can all go. Once they're deconstructed, I think we're going to put it in the lab right here. This thing appears to give off light. So does the... whatever you might call it, wood heater. So with that, I'm thinking we put our research station in here. Oh, and I just realized something. Those planets are like going, harvest me, harvest me. Okay, very well, we shall. We should also probably harvest all of these just in case anyone has any free time, which they shouldn't have. If we're doing this right, no one should have any free time at any point. They should all be working constantly, at least for the first dozen cycles or so. Right, we got research station, manual generator, and the battery is way over there. Power-wise, we'll get a wire going all the way across, but not quite hook it up just yet. This might take a minute to get this all set. And you guys, God, I'm really looking forward to actually farming or ranching these flocks. It should be interesting if you've got, like, they seem like a really good source of wood, and they've really made wood a lot more viable and useful in a lot of respects. Ooh, and we should probably get wood power burners then. Yeah, because there's no coal on this map. You're looking at the research tree and you're like, should I get coal generators? And it's like, no, there is no coal anywhere, so why would you get coal generators? And, oh, yeah, people are idle. My bad, my bad. What are we going to do now? Well, first thing is research. If we check down here, you can see the wood heater. We've already got that. You'll also see there is a water heater somewhere. Ah, yeah, the water heater, the ice liquefier. Already have it. So we don't need most of the tech we need to survive. You get it in that little capsule at the start. So instead, we're going to get, well, everything to do with food and meal prep because, well, that's just the best thing you can at this point. Oh, and we're going to have to dig straight down. We're going all the way down. Thing is, we can't dig through granite, and most of the biome we're surrounded by is just absolutely icy. In fact, everything's icy. We're going to dig to the bottom, and since the plants we use to produce oxygen need CO2, we're going to dig down and then make a CO2 pit at the bottom, plant all the plants in it. First, though, I think we're going to want a crop area for our actual food, and I think this is relatively close to the center area. We're probably going to put... Ooh, I'm thinking our main bathrooms will go here. Dining hall on top. Down here would be the food. This will be renovated to probably become production or something. Bedrooms over here. Yeah, that sounds about right. And this can be used for science and stuff because there's a research portal nearby giving light. Yeah. Oh, and you should go across like that. Perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking this could work. Ooh, ended cycle too. We haven't got that much done. This stamina stuff really hurts. The thing is, they get a massive reduction in their stamina when they're chilly, and they get chilly a lot. There appears to be a coat rack down here which holds one warm coat. It'd be silly not to use it. I think we're going to have to go down and get our hands on that. I was going to do this food first, but you know what? I think warm coat right now would possibly help with the science situation. It's just our best researcher immediately decides to go to bed a little bit early because, well, they're just worn out. They just don't have the stamina. What the... Why is Phil getting stressed out, afraid of the dark? Oh my god, I forgot about that. We need to give them a light. Well, I'm afraid they're going to have to put up with the afraid of a dark debuff for a little bit longer. We'll get some light later for them by putting in a wood heater over there and get them their own bedroom on the end. It's just that's going to take a while to get around to that. So... Sorry? Alright, yeah, down here we want to get our hands on that coat rack sooner rather than later. Just a little bit closer. We want to rummage through that coat rack. We will take anything we can find. Anything else down here? No, and we're coming close to the bottom. I think, yeah, a few more stories and we're going to have to call it quits. I'm just going to mark this out. We always basically offset everything from the printing portal. 4-tile high rooms everywhere because that pretty much fits everything. You're going to need a 5-tile high room very rarely, and 3-tile high is just not enough for most of the stuff. What are you? A warm coat. Mike is going to be over there most of the time by the wood heater, so I think it'd be best to have it. Yeah, if they've got it on, they're less likely to get cold, I presume. I don't know what the exact mechanics on that are. And they've already filled up the wood heater down here. You know what? That's not a bad idea. And we can deconstruct that coat rack. We don't need it. Okay, in that case, I think it's time to put in food. Food section should go right about here. Though I would prefer if they finished that second batch of research. You know, anyone? Mike, want to get on that? Oh, Mike's going around grabbing dirt. You know what? I'll let people fill up his dirt, run on the wheel. Just so long as that research gets done soon. In fact, going into priorities, we want to make sure that no one else is doing research. Also, when it comes to cooking, you want to make sure no one's doing the cooking. You usually have one dedicated researcher, one dedicated cook. Everyone else is just, no. Ranching is pretty much the same thing, actually. You're never going to have people ranching unless they've got a skill in it. It's just, they're so inefficient. I think we can leave the rest the way it is. All right, off he goes. Now, you. Oh, excellent. Might as well put that in right now, and then we can transfer Phil across. It's going to be a little bit longer for them to get to their sleepy nap time, but they'll be grand. How are we looking on the wood front? 16 tons of wood still left. We're going through it quite quickly, but we should be fine. How much are you burning? You burn 25 grams a second. That is 15 kilos a cycle. That's pretty acceptable, actually, for what they provide. Oh, and they also emit carbon dioxide, which we can use to help run our oxygenation plants. Now someone's going to have to fill you up, but once they do, that should make sure that cot is in wood range. In fact, yeah, Phil Best, you're going over there, buddy. Okay, then. I was just moving this back out of the way when we got our first printing pod activation. Poke shells. I'm pretty sure he'd freeze to death the moment we printed. Pemmican. Always a good choice, but I would prefer a cook right now. Or, oh, plant murderer? No, thank you. A farming plant murderer with gastrophobia who can't do cooking. You are literally the worst. You're someone who can't do cooking or planting, which is the two things we wanted you for. Well, technically you could, but animal lover, which... Ooh, rancher? A little bit early for a rancher. I mean, I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. We don't need a rancher right now, but they're an animal lover with husbandry. Irritable bowel is not a problem, and they're never going to be digging anyway, so please welcome Literate Bast to the team. Alright, Literate Bast. Oh, we should get you a... Actually, no, we already have a bed for you. We're going to put in a dining hall in a bit. In fact, we might want to get started on that dining hall right about now. Dining halls, super easy to do. All you want to do is, say, grab a mess hall. Maximum size of a mess hall is 64. We'll later upgrade it to a great hall, but you want to make sure it's the biggest one possible. Great halls can go up to 120, but we're just going to aim for mess hall size. First thing, we're going to come back one tile from the ladder system, so that's going to go there, there. We always use you always put two doors on top of each other instead of two wall tiles up here, because this just increases airflow, and usually it's pretty cheap. There's always ore around, and plus we'd be making it out of ice, which is probably not great on this tile, but yeah, that's why we always use those. Plus, we don't even have access to airflow tiles or anything like that yet. Now we want to pick out 64 tiles. That is 64 tiles up to there. Ooh, we're not even going to make it all the way back. We're going to need digging level 2 before we can put that in there. Maybe other side? 64 tiles over here is precisely that big. I do not want to cancel the uproot of you. However, that will mean we'll need to get above it as well. Reason being is there's no roof up there, and we're going to need to roof that in. So we need to get up that high, or we need to put up ladders. I would prefer just to dig above it. We're going to have to dig above it at some point anyway, so that gets us to there. Then over this side, we're going to come up wooden tile. I'm going to use my very, very old kitchen, because it just kind of works. We're going to get in there. This should be... yeah, this should be grand. We'll put in the dining hall here. Bedrooms will go right below it. And... ooh... actually, in that case, this should be the bathrooms if I've got the dining hall here. Easy enough to move. Oh, wait, science. Yes, I should start on that. One thing I'm interested in trying out is these Oxylite scones. Sconce, sorry, Oxylite sconce, not scones. The sconce sticks to the wall, I presume, and then a bit like a lamp, but it holds Oxylite, and that Oxylite oxygenates the area. Probably to do with the fact that we produce Oxylite with plants now, and we're going to be using a lot of Oxylite in the early game. Ooh, this should make rocketry a lot easier. Like if you're able to produce Oxylite with plants, that actually changes the whole production chain. Nice. And you maybe harvest all of those if they're ready to go. We'll have this done in no time at all. And I think we're going to take out the oxide here, otherwise that oxalate is going to degrade and we're going to be left with no space between it. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. It's end of cycle 3 and... Oh, I forgot to put in a sink. Oh, I'm an idiot. That means there's going to be some germed up pawns running around the place. I meant to replace that and I got distracted by something. And our newest dupe, Literate Bast, they need to get their skills changed as well. I mean, they're definitely going to be doing ranching when the time comes, but no building or digging for you because you suck at it, and we'll just let you do everything. In fact, we should probably prioritize a few things that are important to us. Namely, get that farming done if you wouldn't mind. Any crops around there that need harvesting, take care of it. Also, we never fill that up, which means, Best has also just had another horrible night, but it's fine, it's fine. Tomorrow they'll be grand. We're only semi-bad landlords. And research is done, and get rid of all of those. Sign of bad mental health if you got that stuff over there. It's gotta go. Okay, we're researching that. Good stuff. This will soon be finished. That'll make this place a mess hall. Yeah, just one last tile to go. And done. Mess hall. All I need for mess hall is 64 tile room or smaller and one mess table. Done. That's +3 morale. That'll keep everyone going for a while. We'll turn that into a great hall in a bit. Just not yet. I want to put in food crops down here real quick. We have farm tiles now, so one tile of space on each side of the ladder, so that means there's going to be a door there and there. Then that means food, farm tile, all along here. These farm crops, they produce about, I think it's 800 calories, and it's every 3 cycles they produce 800 calories. So 3 of them are 800 calories, say you're going to need about 4 plants per dupe. So we're going to need about 16. Okay, all the way back to there, and then a couple extra just in case, and then we'll dig on like that. Also, probably put some ice tiles above there. This should be fairly fast. Research done, because, well, we have a beastly researcher. We're going to knock things out fast. I would like to get, actually, Ipe sculptures. We don't really need them just yet, but I'll grab them. We should be able to, actually, let's get straight into ranching. We can get advanced research in here done very quickly. Once we get the advanced research lab, then, another cycle or so, we should be able to get some skill points in everyone and knock out the ranching gear. Once we get grooming stations sorted. Can these things be wrangled, I wonder? Yes, they can. Perfect. Alright, let's finish at the food at least, and then we can start wrangling these guys for wood. That should make me feel a little bit more stable. Actually, no. Finish this out, then we need to go down to the bottom floor and put in our oxygen production. Damn it, chili peeps. How? How are you... Right, that's granite, so you can't dig out of there. Okay, do you know there's igneous rock? Igneous rock could help? Actually, there's a gap through to over here. What are you? Prime squash. Bamoth? Okay. Bamoth, what do you do? Scale growth 100%. Lumbering non-hostile creatures that subsist on plume squash, which is, this stuff. Their thick overcoats can be shown for reed fiber. That's how we get the reed fiber to make the warm coats for everyone. Right. Shearable reed fiber, 5 kgs per 10 cycles. Digestion, plume squash, yeah, cool. So this is how we get reed fiber on a cold planet. Got it. And that's liquid ethanol. Nice. Also, there's a bunch more food down here. I really should dig a little bit lower. I know, we're just going to finish this off. Oh, nope. We're going to put down 2 ladder tiles right there and right there. We're going to make those level 9s. And is there anything down here you've got to build with? Hopefully some tiles. Yeah, give me a snow tile. Ooh, right there? Yeah, snow tile right there should do. Can you reach it? There's only ice. Never mind. All you gotta do is finish that ladder tile and you're free. Go for it. Please tell me you can escape. Yeah, show navigation. Perfect. You're free. Get out of there whenever you want. Okay. Rest of you guys go along there. And I think we'll break in along this section. There is a few plants in here we would like to gain access to. End of cycle 4. Looking solid. Well, we've only got 4 pineapple plants down, or whatever they're called. Pike apple bush. But we'll dig out a bunch of extra areas. We've got plenty of good diggers, and we've got a few wild plants. And why are those sherberts not put in storage? I'm gonna need to see those hauled, guys. That's just sloppy. Otherwise, those whatchamacallem flocks are gonna start eating them. This little haul here is taking care of our morale problem, so everyone's gonna have, wow, good meal +8. How did you get a good meal? What did you even eat? Wait a minute. Shriveled taste buds. Yep, never mind. Chili peeps here be a more accurate representation of where everyone's morale should be. 11? Standard meal, mess hall, duplicate, barracks, 2-shift break, latrine, last cycle. Everyone's super... How? There should be light right there from that, did I... Yeah, there's 225 lux. It's very dim. How much light do you need? Okay, we'll imagine scary shit. Fine, we'll put you right beside the wood heater. Maybe that'll help. Maybe there's a... It needs an X amount of lux. We'll get some electricity in a bit and you'll be fine. For our next little trick, we're going to dig this area out and hopefully they've got some seeds in there. They definitely have a few seeds, but not the ones we're looking for. Come on. Chili peeps is good. Research is ongoing. Once the advanced labs come in, we'll have to pop those down. Maybe I should invest in double batteries. You know what? No, it's fine. Right, more research done. And you give me any more seeds? Come on. Oh, we got sherberry. Fine, we've got several plants going on. I think by the time we dig down here and clear out this area, we'll have plenty more. And what's our most recent blueprint? Yay, bold retro flower pot. I find a lot of the blueprints just are very mid is what I want to say, or below mid. We're going to dig down here and where are we going to put our oxygen production? I figure we dig down to about here. Reason being is, well, there's some granite over here we won't be able to dig through, but we should be able to put a lot of planter pots down here and plant all of these Aviol Vera plants down there. Ooh, I should really like to get across there and get my hands on all of that metal and dirt. But nope. Let's stay focused. Well, until all the research completes. I think probably get wood burners. I would like some power, and wood is the only real renewable resource around here that I can see. Well, in this biome anyway. Alright, let's go down a little bit further. We're almost there. End of cycle 5. We're almost there. We're getting close. We've got... Oh, actually, yeah, we're going to get access to another duplicate shortly, aren't we? Maybe stick in another bed. Why not? How's this guy looking? Did you sleep? I can't even tell. Come on. Oh! Fine. So that does not provide enough lighting for you. We will deconstruct it and find something that provides more light. Ooh, and we might want to improve the toilets as well. Oh, small accident. Someone peed on the ground, but thankfully that should just freeze solid and we'll be left with polluted water, right? Yeah, grand. That's 2 accidents, but that's okay. We'll just do that and we'll have a fully functional bathroom shortly. Sorry everyone, my bad. Hopefully you don't get too stressed out over that. Well, we're all the way down. We've cleared out the bottom. I'm just letting everyone catch up with the hauling. There was a few pieces of food around the place, and I was not happy with them lying around like that. What have we got? Please give us a cook. No cooks. We can either go with brine or salt water. I think salt water gives us more liquid at the end of the day, so we'll take it, assuming it doesn't freeze. And I think we're going to deconstruct this tile. Yep, and then replace it. It's just that polluted water was causing a little bit of problem. People were getting feet problems every time they walk through there. Anyway, I think this is done, so give me farm tiles. All the way along there. And I think all the way along there. We're just going to cover the bottom of this place in farm tiles, and we're going to stick down all of those Aviol Vera plants. Or everyone can go take a nap. Sure, fine. What's our calories at? 18,000. Sherberry is their main source of calories, and this guy's probably eating some of these, but it's okay. We'll be getting in our first crop soon, and more seeds are coming online the more we dig. So soon that'll be full up, and we might want to expand it out a little bit more because we're probably going to hire another pawn soon enough. What the? Plume squash? So basically it stays like that, and then suddenly I'm harvest ready. Come eat me. I'm going to pop out of the ground. 4,000 calories. Right, can we get through there? I would really like access to all of those calories. Your granite, your ice. Damn it. Igneous rock, though. There's a bunch of igneous rock here. We might be able to make it in there. You never know. I'll just leave that queued up and see what happens. The carbon dioxide down here, I think it's just going away real quick. Okay, our people are still having a little bit of trouble, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to last much longer. Not with that many of them down there. How are we looking over here? Anyone managed to dig in there yet? Nah, they'll get around to it in a minute. Would you look at that? We're in. And we even get access to a bunch more of these seeds, which I should probably use. You know what? Put a couple more down there. In fact, let's extend this on a wee bit. More plants, the better. And down here, we've got most of these in. It should take 4 per duplicate. I think we're going to be just fine. How many have we got there? 20. Right, so we can support about 6 people, assuming all the carbon dioxide could get down here. One thing we're going to want to research, actually, after I want to get my hands on hanging pots and light bulbs so that we can take care of our sleepy guy. Then I'm thinking mesh tiles. Reason being, we can put down mesh tiles through here and get our 3 tiles wide corridor. Thing is, at the moment, this 3 tile wide corridor is supposed to be where all the gas is flowing down. It's just, it's only 2 tiles wide or even 1 tile wide in places, depending on things, and usually having airflow tiles or mesh tiles is better. Airflow tiles, unfortunately, will stop liquids. Usually you prefer mesh tiles so that the liquids will fall all the way to the bottom. And then you just deal with the liquids at the bottom if you absolutely have to. Anyone want to harvest that? Can anyone get there? Never mind, people can get there. Excellent. With that done, we'll finish this off real quick. Then, kitchen. Our first crop of these pike apple bushes is coming. I want to stop eating them. We don't want to eat those unless they're cooked. I presume we can cook them. And the prime squash, same thing. I don't want anyone eating those. We'll stick to the sherberry and the pemmican. That stuff, it's not renewable and all that, but what are you? Nope, dig in there. Might as well grab that. And that is deep frozen. Yeah, it's fresh, deep frozen, but it's still going off because of the atmosphere. Keeping food frozen is going to be a lot easier around here. How's this stuff looking? That sherberry, in fact, everything's going to be deep frozen. This is going to make, actually, this is going to make refrigeration super simple, I think. You guys go in there, grab that stuff down here, then fridge time. First what we want to do is come up 1 tile and cut across here, and then we want to cut out a sort of a 3 tile hole. Actually, there's going to be ice here. You know what? Let's replace the ice that's there with some stone. We're going to want to make it 4 tiles wide. At the same time, also going to want to put ladder tiles across like that. Perfect. You see, this here is going to be a CO2 pit. CO2 plus cold means the food should stay fresher for an awful lot longer. Put the electric grill here so that, well, the cooking is close by to where the food is. The thing is, just want to make sure that there's nothing in there. So basically cutting all of this out and letting it drop down before we place in the bottom bits. And we've managed to pick up some igneous rock. I believe from over here where we cut in with this guy, the Mammoth? They're trying to set me to say Behemoth or something. No. You. I think you're just about ready. We're going to seal you in. Do you want to see what you can get here? Pike apple skewer. 800 calories, and it spits out 1200. That's actually really good. Souffle pancakes? Raw eggs? They're not new, but the graphic is, maybe. And frost buns, of course. Wait a minute, how have we got access to frost buns? I haven't seen any sleet wheat grains around here. You know what? Never mind. Ration box. Igneous rock. Yes, please. We'll stick 2 of them there, and then I need to put in a bunch of CO2. I'd like to fill this pit with CO2 so that the food stays fresher for longer. That might take a second. Actually, how's our research looking? We'll soon have mesh tiles. That should make things a little bit simpler. Yeah, just give me a couple more minutes. Don't worry, Phil. I'll get you a light, right? It's just, it's been busy, okay? In fact, just give me the furniture now. I'll put in a light. We'll get in some wiring for it in a bit. Yep, that should be enough. Or actually, we can get a lamp down here, right? Yeah, perfect. Something like... Ooh. Storytime lamp. Done. We'll have to get in power wiring and stuff, but that can be arranged. Why is... No one seems to be finishing that off. At the same time, I need a little bit more research to complete, namely those mesh tiles. Once the mesh tiles are done, we can put in a little power supply here to maybe... Actually, let's put in a quick wood burner over here. Yeah, that should work. Then I think we'll get this power out here. And I think I'm going to put in a bit of a battery bank. It's been a while since I've done this. Right, we're going to put in a wood burner there. We've set its priority to 4. Well, we've set priority 5 to all of the wiring that goes down to there. And the lamps. So yeah, once all the wiring is in and the batteries are in, the wood burner will get built. And once the wood burner is built, it'll start pumping out CO2. The CO2 should fill that pit. And choose us a blueprint. Ooh, cuisine. Looking good. Allergies, building impaired, and a bottomless stomach. I don't care that you've got 10 in digging, buddy. That's just too many negatives. Actually, 7 excavation plus 8 strength. That's actually not too... No. We need a cook and a farmer. No, I've done... No, thank you for the narcoleptics. Let's see. This is not going to fit, is it? Hans Martin Diffenbach. Diffenbacher? Diffenbach? Hans Martin Diffenbach. I can't believe that actually fit. Right, we're going with cooking. It's all we really want out of them. The science is just whatever. Frostproof is just an actual bonus. Interior decorator means they have increased creativity, but they get less of a morale bonus from decor, which we don't have any of yet. And a small bladder, which last I checked was still bugged and didn't actually have any real effect. Maybe that's been updated. I haven't checked in a long time. Like when I say it might still be bugged, it was years ago when I knew that that was bugged and didn't actually do anything. Right. Once this is done, I move this over a bit once I get access to mesh tiles. Someone should put wood in that. We'll set the priority there to something nice and high, say priority 7. Fuel request threshold will be... set that down to 5%. We don't want them putting any more wood in that unless the amount of... The way this works, and this always comes up, what does this fuel request threshold actually mean? It has nothing to do with the amount of wood inside the burner. Same with the coal generator. It has to do with the amount of battery power on the grid. That's what it is. Duplicants will be requested to deliver wood when the total charge of the connected batteries falls below 5%. So what happens is, it looks at how much power is in these batteries. If the amount of power in these 3 batteries is below 5%, because they're the only 3 batteries that are currently connected, it's not actually hooked up over here, then they won't put any more wood in there. That's a way to sort of handily monitor how much power is going onto your grid. So this also gives off an enormous amount of carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is going to go down there, which should go around the prime squash, which is currently deep frozen, but its normal atmosphere is giving it a minus 2%. That minus 2% is because... Oh, and there it flipped back and forth for a second because the CO2 took over. There we go. It's in a sterile atmosphere. So you can see it's in a sterile atmosphere because it's in carbon dioxide, but it bounces back and forth a bit because of sterile atmosphere. Once that's up to 2 tiles deep, and it's deep frozen, everything in here will be perfectly fine. We won't keep the wood burner here there. Well, we won't keep the wood burner in this location after that. It's only here to put the CO2 into there. Once the CO2 pit is filled, we don't care. This way we can do all our food cooking up here. It's right beside our great halls, or our mess halls, so that people can come in and out. We can turn that into a great hall soon enough. Wood-wise, what are we at? Ugh, we've only got 1.2 tons left. I think it's time we started ranching. Skills-wise, just about everyone's ready to go. Literate Blast can get critter ranching level 1. That's actually perfect. Once we grab them critter ranching, we can immediately... Ooh, not quite. They've almost got that... Once we grab them critter ranching level 1, we can start ranching those flocks. And once we've got the flocks ranched, we can start getting wood. I like. Wood is power. Power means that we can cook up the food and keep the lights on. This here is food for everyone, and that literally just costs ice as far as... Or phosphorite, of which we have 15.4 tons. We have 16 tons of dirt, which the only thing we need the dirt for is the farm tiles, but you need those pretty quick. And oxygen-wise, all of the carbon dioxide is gone from down here, and oxygen pressure is looking pretty good all around, and we've got plenty more oxylite to dig out. I think we are nicely stable. What the hell, Bill? Oh, for the love of... How did you do that to yourself? Just cut yourself down. What a muppet. Right, over here, electric grill. We need to put this pineapple skewer forever. Pike apple. My brain just fills in everything in the middle, and I keep not seeing what's supposed to be there. Our cook is going to be... Hans Martin Deaf. Hans, you're going to need to go straight into grill cooking. And that should get us nicely through the first episode. Next up, supercomputer, ranching floxes. At that point, we should have stable food, wood, oxygen, and then we're just going to delete the map. We're just going to core everything out as far as the eye can see. Oh, we might want to get our hands on some reed fibre so we can make some jackets as well. And I'm going to investigate plume squash as a source of food because maybe it's slightly better. Though I'm not seeing any way to cook them up just yet. Maybe you need better cooks things. Anyway, this has been the Frosty DLC for Oxygen Not Included. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.